We're in a studio now, but come Saturday, you're out on the streets.
Yeah, and actually that's a good segue, because what we basically do is take our studio and take it outside. Not all these paintings, of course, but we'll just set up an easel, just paint all day out there. And not just painters. I know you know this. We have a bunch of musicians signed up, more than ever this year. Potters, jewelry makers, painters. So we're excited.
Well, just to be out, it's a different day, and I guess for you guys, it really is a chance to show all of us what you do.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Show exactly what we do, and for people to see what we do. See, and not just see the end result, because I think people are used to seeing the end result of a painting, but see the process and how we make it. Because we always forget as artists that most people don't get to see that, but they will on Saturday the 16th, because we'll be over 100 of us out there. And the people are so great, again, because they're not used to it. They're almost like, wow, that's almost like magical. Where we get kind of, I guess, bored with what we do sometimes because we just do it all the time. But for them, it's so interesting and unique, and it kind of gives us a jolt. And you see that a lot in the emerging or the younger artists, where they're not used to people like, oh my God, that's amazing. Because we don't often feel great about what we do. We always feel like we're trying to get better. But when people see it and people on the street, they give us that jolt of energy, like, wow, maybe I'm better than I thought I was. It's a good community of artists too, because it's not this big competitive thing. It's like, wow, that's great. I love that. I wish I would have thought of that. Or, everybody really supports themselves. And the idea also for Art Attack is to raise the awareness of how many great artists we have in this town. And I think we do. We have a lot of great artists in this town.
It really is becoming, or is already, an art town.
Yeah, I don't know what the right analogy would be, but I always think if, I'd go down to Charlottesville, and I think, our town's way better in art than your town,
yeah.
Charlottesville and Richmond or Alexandria. I really believe that. I'd stick our city up to anybody, and not just the amount of art, but the amount of quality art, and also the diversity of the different types of art that we have here.
To get involved with Art Attack, what do I need to do?
There's artattackproject.com, and you can go on there and sign up. If not, you could come down to Pawn Shop, which is right near the Visitor Center. You'll see a big table out there, and you could just sign up that day. And actually, even if you didn't sign up, there'll be people walking around registering in case you didn't. And you almost won't see two artists that are alike. There'll be so much diversity in art that I don't even know what we're going to have. We've had people out there making masks at times, sewing different things. We have a bunch of computer-generated people out there, because we do have outlets available for those.
This has really turned into a big deal.
I think it has, yeah, and I think it's what we wanted. The city really enjoys it, because what we do is we bring a lot of people into the city that will then go to the shops and then go to the restaurants, and really, there's almost no expense. So the city does give us a little bit of money for advertising, which we spend through the Arts Commission. But it's a win-win for everybody, really, and it's free to all the artists, and yeah, it's just a great old time.
And all ages.
All ages. You could be 5. You could be 85. You could be in a wheelchair. You don't have to be physically active to do it. Most of the artists sit and do it. You can move around. You don't have to be in one spot. And it goes from 10 to 4, but you don't have to do 10 to 4. If you wanted to do 12 to 2, you could do that. It's very flexible that way. There is an after party at Sammy T's in the back room from 4 to 6. And that's for all the artists to get together and share the experience and talk and get to know each other a little bit.